Hey everyone, this is Mei Yu from Fun2draw. Welcome to another manga drawing tutorial. Many viewers have been asking for me to show you how to draw step by step, so this is what I'm going to do today. I'm going to show you how to draw manga Elsa step by step with her gorgeous hair, and then I'm going to color her to make it a complete illustration. Please let me know how you like it. This is a longer challenge tutorial with slower, more detailed step-by-step instructions since many of you have asked. But don't feel bad if this is too detailed for you. And you can always see my 550 plus cute, easy Fun2draw tutorials. I hope you enjoy. Alright, to start off, I'm going to have my pencil here. And I like to sketch her head first, starting with a circle. And of course, this circle doesn't have to be like a perfect circle or anything. Let's just make like a round shape, just to represent her head. Okay, so I have this little circle in the middle of my page. And then, coming from this side of the circle, I'm going to go down a little bit, just like that. Now I like to curve right at the cheek. And then going down at this angle, let's curve a little bit more. And then keep going down. So right now what I'm drawing is the side of the face, and I'm going down towards a pointy little chin. So this is how I like to start drawing my manga characters. Once we have the chin, let's go up. And then I'll just draw a line going up like that. I think I drew the circle a bit too small, so let's just make this a little bit bigger. And it's always a good idea to keep judging the distances of the different parts of your drawing as you draw along, because sometimes you're going to sketch something and it may turn out to be too small or too big. So just go ahead and readjust as you need. Okay, so once we have a bigger circle, let's just erase the smaller one. And I'm using a white eraser. I think white erasers are pretty good at erasing pencil lines without any streak lines. Okay, so we have the basic shape of the head done. And now I'm going to go into the face to help me map out the different features. I'm going to draw a little line in the middle part of the face. And because her head is going to be turned a little bit towards the side, it's not going to be like a straight front-on view. This line is going to be towards the side of the face as well. But this is the middle part of the face. And then on this middle line, let's draw a nice little nose. So it looks like a little point. Let's give her a nostril just by drawing a very small, thin little line by the point. And then for her mouth, let's just draw a line coming down slightly towards the bottom part of the face. So for this drawing, I'm not going to make her exactly smiling, but she'll have a nice, graceful expression. So this mouth right here, I'm drawing the shape, is going to help with that. So I have the opening of the mouth. Kind of looks like a triangle. And then for the lips, the beautiful lips, I like to draw a curve going up and then basically follow the same slope of the mouth. So that's going to be for the top part of the lips, and the bottom lip would come around like that. Okay, so we have her beautiful lips, and now for her other facial features like her eyes, I like to start with just the curve, the top part of the eye. So I'm drawing this as a curve like that, the upper eyelid. Let's curve it a little bit more. Let's extend that longer. Take my eraser and just readjust. Okay, so this is going to be part of the upper eyelid. And I'm drawing the lash line, where all her beautiful lashes are going to be. So we've got to draw the line in first, so then we know where to put the lashes. And then I'll leave a big space and come down towards the bottom part of the eyes, or the bottom lid, right here. Going up here again, I like to make this part a little bit thicker, especially right at this corner, because I think it'll make the eye look extra pretty. Okay, I don't think I need this line anymore. I'm just gonna polish up some of these lines and their angles. Okay, so once we have the upper and lower lid done, I'll go into the big pupil. And there are many different ways to draw manga eyes. This is just one of them. This is what I like to draw for this tutorial, so I'm going to make her pupils really big, just like that, just by drawing these two big curves. And then for highlights, usually I like to draw a big highlight up here near the top of the eye, followed by a smaller highlight, just for some extra shininess. And if I want to, I can even draw one more to make the eye look a little bit more fancy. Okay, so I have 3 highlights, and underneath all of these highlights I want to draw the pupil. And basically for this tutorial it's going to be like an oval underneath all of these highlights. And later on, when I get into the inking and the coloring, I'll show you how to make the eye look more alive and create more depth in the eye. Okay, so we have one eye. Let's draw some nice lashes. So I just go up like that. And I like to make the ones near the corner of the eye the longest, so that they show very nicely. If you want more practice with drawing manga eyes, you can check out my How to Draw Beautiful Manga Eyes drawing video. Alright, so we have those gorgeous lashes all done. Now let's go on to this eye on this side. Because this side of the face is going to be a little bit smaller compared to this side, everything on this side here will be a little bit smaller because it's farther away. So again, I'm going to start with this part, the upper part of the eye, first. Let's draw the lash line below it. Okay, so just like that. And then let's draw the bottom part of the eye, or the bottom eyelid, right around here. And now just fill in this area with the pupil. Okay, highlights are coming up next. So let's put in those 3 little highlights. 2 on the top, 1 on the bottom. Pupil goes in after. Okay. And of course those nice lashes. because of the angle of this eye, I'm not going to draw all of these lashes in this little area. I'll just draw just a few. Because I guess some will be hidden behind each other too. Okay, so once we have her eyes done, let's just get in a few little baby lashes near the bottom. I think those will be really pretty. Alright, so once we have those, I'm thinking this head is a little bit too skinny. So I like to just make it a little bit wider, just to fit the facial features better. Okay, so I'm going here. I'm going to flesh out this cheek just a little bit more. There we go. And I'm making the chin a little bit smaller. It's okay to keep making some adjustments and changes as you go along the drawing. Alright, so I'll erase some of these lines now, including the middle line and the first circle we drew. Okay, so we have her basic face all done. I like to just get in her eyebrows now. So for the eyebrow, for this drawing, I like to start right around here so it's above the eye, but at a diagonal. I'll start right around there. I'll go up, so I'm tilting up towards the back of the head, and then eventually I want to curve down, just like that. And I'm making it quite big too, because that really makes the eyes bigger, I think. Okay, so I'm going up again on this side of the eyebrow. So the first part of the eyebrow is quite thick, and then it tapers off into a very nice, graceful, thin line at the end. For this other eyebrow here, it's going to come around from around the face, and then it will come down. So she has this nice, beautiful, surprised expression. And it's also very elegant, I think. Alright, so once we have the face done, let's go into an ear. I'll put the ear right around here. So it looks like a backwards letter C. Join that with the face, make this cheek line a little bit bigger. Okay, so we have her face done. Now for the hair, let's start maybe right around here, so up above in the forehead area. I'll go up, and I'm going to sketch out a basic shape first for the hair. So I'm curving up, and I'm leaving lots of space from the top of the head into the hair because I want her to have lots of nice volume. So let's go up into a nice big line like that. On this side, let's fill it in with just another curve. Let's make it a little bit wider there. Let's put some more volume. There we go. Okay, coming back to this side here. Just keep making those nice curved lines. Okay, so I have a big shape here. We'll divide that later into more groups of hair. Alright, now for the back part of her head, I'll start it right around here. And basically I just want to go around the head. And then into the braid, which I will show you how to draw coming up. I have a little bump to prepare the braid. And then on this side, I'll just draw a wavy line coming down towards the ear. I'm going to fill in the rest of the details of the hair a little bit later, but right now we just have a really good working shape for the head and the hair. And then now, for the neck part and the shoulders, let's start with the line here. I like to draw the body first before I go into the braid, just because the braid for this drawing is going to be coming around the neck and it's going to go right in front of her. And I like to draw things behind the hair just to make it look like the hair is actually resting on something, to give the drawing more realism. So let's go ahead with the neck here. Coming down with a line from behind the ear, coming down all the way. It's curved for an elegant look for the neck. Let's pick a spot and draw the other part of the neck. I don't want her neck to be too thin or too thick, so I'm just going to judge it. If it's too thick, I'll just move the line here, but I think I like this for now. Okay. And I like to make this a nice little pose, so for fun, I'm going to raise her shoulder this way. This shoulder kind of goes up, and I think it really adds to her elegant pose. So this shoulder is going to be raised, and then I'm going to go down like that. Let's get rid of these lines. And then for the inside part of the arm, let's just pick a spot right around here. I think that's a bit too tall. Okay, maybe right around there. There we go. And then I'll just draw another line coming down. Okay, so that's one shoulder. For the other shoulder, which will be kind of hidden behind the hair, let's go up a little bit. So this shoulder is kind of raised too, but not as much as this one. And then curve around, and then go down. Okay, now for her front and part of her dress. So basically, let's pick a spot maybe right around here. So this is where her other armpit is going to be. And I like to draw her front. Just like an elegant curve like that. And then let's just draw it coming down like that. There we go. And now for her dress. So she's got such a beautiful dress. Let's draw the top part like this. I'm going to curve up, over, and then down towards this middle part in her front. Now for the other part of the dress, let's just go up again and around. Okay, so this curve is a lot bigger than this curve here because this side of her body is closer to you, so that's why it's bigger than this side. And then just a little line in there. For extra detail, I'm just going into the chest and drawing some little wrinkle lines in her dress just to make the fabric look more realistic. Okay, so we have her body. Let's just draw a little bit of her gown coming out from this side, like that, and we'll add some more details later. So once we have the basic shape of the body done, we can now go ahead into the braid and draw it so like it's actually resting on her body. I'm going to break up the braid into some shapes first, so hopefully that's going to be easier for you guys to follow along. So we have a big, kind of like a oval almost, just right here by the neck. And then from the bottom area of this oval, I'm just going to draw another oval, but smaller. So as the braid goes down, it's going to get smaller and smaller, like that. I'll draw another oval, and you can see this oval is kind of overlapping the top part of this one. I'll draw one more smaller oval coming down. Let's draw a circle to represent the snowflake at the tip of her braid. And just following that, let's draw the little end of her braid. So just like that. Okay, so once we have the basic shapes of her hair done, let's go into the details to make it look more like hair. So I like to start up here, and then we'll work our way around and down into the braid. I love how she has this little piece of hair just coming down towards her eyes. I think that's very pretty. So let's just draw kind of like a swirly shape coming down like that. Going into the back, or the top, sorry, the top and then the back of the hair. I'm using these curved lines. Okay, now I'm going back like that. Let's make this part right here a little bit thicker. I'll drop it down more. There we go. Okay, and basically I just want to divide this shape into separate pieces of wavy hair, like this. Okay, for this side, I'll draw this shape coming out, and then just a few more lines inside here. Let's get rid of some of these lines so you can see the lines better. Okay, now coming down here, I'll just draw it as a piece of hair. And for the beginning part of her braid, let's make all the hair kind of come around, and it's going to disappear behind this area to show the direction of the hair. So all of these lines are going to meet around this area behind the head. We'll just draw these lines disappearing behind this curve. Let's get rid of that extra line. And now for the braid part, I like to draw a big line like that. Another line like this. And then for the actual braid, let's draw. I'll erase the shoulder behind there so you can see what I'm drawing in the braid. So this line comes around and disappears into this piece. And I'll draw a line like that to show this outer edge of this part. And then I'll draw another line like this. I'm going to make this part a little bit thicker. There. Okay, and then this part comes out. This line comes out and goes into right around here. And then again, let's draw another line. So you can kind of see the pattern. One line here, one line there, and then the reversed, one longer line here, and then the shorter line here. And then we'll just repeat that for this little area. The final little piece before the end. Okay, so I'm going to draw a longer line like that, followed by the shorter one on this side. Okay, so that's one way to draw a beautiful braid. Once we have the main lines in place, let's go ahead and draw some more of these lines for texture. Okay, and as for her little snowflake, I'm gonna do a little design like this. So I have a little circle inside, and basically let's just draw the different parts of the snowflake poking out. Yours doesn't have to look exactly like what I have here. Okay, and just finish up the end of the braid. Now I'm looking at the shoulder. I think it's a little bit too big. So let's just go back and make it smaller. Erase some extra lines. And we're almost done drawing. Afterwards, I'm going to show you how I will ink this drawing and get it ready for the coloring. Okay, so for her outfit, just want to finish it off with the upper line of the dress, like this. So it wraps around the shoulders, very elegant and beautiful. I like to draw just a few little small lines around major joints, like under the arms. So it looks like she's wearing fabric around this area. Okay, so once we have that, let's go into the inking. I'm going to use a brush pen like this to ink, but you can use anything like a dark pen or a marker or like a dark fine-tipped pen. Anything will work fine as long as you're comfortable with it. So I'm going to go into the top part of the drawing first, and basically I just want to go over the pencil lines. Like that. And afterwards you're going to see how much more finished the drawing is going to look like with the final dark lines all around the drawing. Okay, I'm going into the hair on this side. So basically just repeating the curves that I drew before. And then now I'm going into the back part and the braid. Before I ink the braid, let's go into the face. I always like to ink from top to bottom so that way my hand doesn't get in the way of another inked part. I'm going down the face and making sure my lines are quite thin around the face. Okay, going into the facial features. Okay, so I left the end of this eyebrow very thin, just like my pencil drawing. For the nose, it's gotta look very elegant, so I used very thin lines near the top, little nostril, and the lips coming up. And the bottom. Okay, for her beautiful eyes, let's go into the top part first. Go up, like that. And for the lash line, I like to keep this area thick. So I'm pressing harder on my brush pen to give a thicker line. And then let's go into those nice, beautiful lashes. kind of remind me of thick, gorgeous feathers. Okay, so we have her lashes. Let's go into the eye. I like to go around the highlights first, and then the pupil. The pupil is going to be the darkest part of the eye, so with the same pen, I'll just shade it in. Okay, right now she's got a very intense look, so I like to soften that up with some more shading around the upper part of the eye. And similar to how I drew my other manga eyes in my other video, I'm going to start to draw these small little lines coming down to give the effect that the eye is going from dark to medium and then finally to the white, or the light part down below. So that's how I like to shade in the manga eyes I draw, because I think the dark to medium to light really helps create more depth in the eyes, and I just think generally that looks very nice. It's very pretty. I'm gonna shade this a little bit, there we go, make that part a little bit darker. And continue the little lines down a little bit more. Okay, so once we have that, let's go into the bottom part of the eyelid with some baby lashes. And then this other eye here. Okay, so I made that corner quite dark and fill in the rest with gorgeous lashes. Okay, and then the pupil, the highlights, and the shading on top. And then the bottom. Okay. Alright, she's looking really nice. So once we have her eyes shaded, I'll go back into the rest of the face and the body. Oh yeah, for her ear, let's just draw a simple little design inside just to make it look like she has a inside part to the ear. Okay, going back in here, just follow these lines for the braid. Okay, going down into the little snowflake. I'm not going to put too much detail into there. I'll just make a simple snowflake and then right into the little tip of her braid. Okay, so once we have that done, I like to go into the rest of the body. So here is the shoulder. And the arm. The other shoulder coming down. Going across for the dress. And then the front part of the body. Followed by the top part of this dress here. Okay, so once we're done drawing, I'm going to show you how to add some beautiful colors to make this a complete illustration. Let's begin coloring, and I'm going to use some of my colors right here. So there are pro markers, touch markers. I use all kinds of different markers, and basically I'm going to start with her face first. So I have my skin tone, and I'm just going to color the face. Just starting with this cheek right here, and I'll go down. When I'm coloring around the eyes, I want to make sure I'm leaving a little space of white around the lines I drew, so that she has the white part of her eyes. So just something like that, so you can see the eye against the skin tone. Okay, so I'm just going to go around here. I don't want people to feel like you have to use these markers that I'm using to draw along with me, otherwise you might be missing out or something. Please don't feel like that. I think for any artist, it's really up to you on what you want to do with your art and how you feel comfortable with using the different types of things that you like to draw with. So for me, I like to color with markers, but you can use anything you want to color. Okay, so I have the face coming down here, going into the chin, and then let's go up into the side of the face. And also leave a little bit of white along this part of the nose here, just to catch some more light. And also makes the nose look like it's sticking out more. And then after the ear, let's color the body. So how do you guys like this tutorial so far? Please share your ideas and your thoughts and feedback in the comments below. Okay, I'm going into the neck now. Just fill it all in. And then the shoulder, let's get some color in there as well. There we go. So we have her skin tone all shaded or all colored. Now I'm going to go into the hair, and I have this really light yellow color. And I'm not going to shade it in all the way. I'm going to just use the color just here and there in the hair, because her hair is really light. And even with this light yellow, I don't want the hair to look too yellow or too dark. So I'm leaving a lot of white inside the color, or inside the hair. And I'm just going to color selectively. So I'm leaving a lot of white in this area right here. I tend to like to color around where the hair meets something else, just for a little bit more of a shadow, or where the hair kind of meets together. I think that's a good place to pick to color. And then I'm just going to leave the rest uncolored. Okay, so I have a braid. Let's go into this side. And once I have her light yellow colored, I like to just choose a slightly darker color, like a very light brown. And I just want to go through various parts of the hair just to give it more depth. So especially in these kind of shadowy areas too, I like to color a little bit of it, not too much, so that the hair kind of pops out more. Okay, so just touch it up a little bit around here, here, maybe a little bit on this side, underneath, yes, because there's less light in here, and maybe underneath right in this area. Okay, so now you can see this hair kind of comes out at you more, which is what I want. Alright, excellent. Now for her face. So I like to use a nice pink color for the lips. Such pretty lips. Before I get into the eyes, let's pick a darker brown for the eyebrows. So just fill it in like that. So now the eyebrows really stand out, which is good. And for the eyeshadow, she's got this beautiful color on her eyelids. And I'm going to use this pretty purpley pink to get as close to that color as I can. So I'm coloring a little bit here. I'm leaving this part uncolored for now. You'll see why later. Going into this part. Okay. Such pretty makeup. And for these little areas in between, I like to use a little blue. Just like that. To add some more variation. For the pupils, I like to start with a light blue like this. And basically I want to color in almost the entire part of the eye, but I would like to leave a little white near the bottom just to make the eyes stand out more and to make them look more shiny. Once I have the light blue, I'm going into a medium blue, so it's a little bit darker, and just do something similar, but I won't go all the way down. I like to leave some of the light blue showing by itself. So stop maybe right around there, midway. And lastly, let's choose a darker blue, just to really get in some more depth in the eyes. Okay, there we go. Once we have her face all colored, let's get into her gorgeous dress. So for this part, it's going to be like a light blue. So I have my light blue again, and I'll just color it in. Let's get in some light blue for her little cape. Okay, now for this part of the dress, I have my medium blue. Color it in. And I'll use a little bit of the darker blue just to go over some small areas to make more dimension. And a little bit of the blue and the little snowflake. Okay, there you go, you guys. So this is how I would draw and color Manga Elsa step by step. Please let me know how you like this video, and like and subscribe if you haven't already so you won't miss new Fun2draw videos and other tutorials and drawings. There you go.